everybody, and welcome back to the series. Today is probably going to be the last video, very sadly. And we're going to be going through a past paper. We're going to be going through the June 2023 paper. You can download it just off the EDEXCEL website. You can just search up EDEXCEL GCSE paper 2 computer science. Should be here. And you'll need to download the data files for it, which has all of the question files you need for it. So first things I want to mention, this document, the PLS, I was under the impression that it was just a learning resource created by EDEXCEL, but actually you get this in the exam. So you don't need to remember any syntax or keywords or anything at all. It's just about applying it. It's application of computational thinking. So if you're worried you can't remember stuff, don't bother memorizing, because it's all here. As long as you know the concepts, it's good enough. And yeah, they explain what all of them do. Really nice. So here's the question paper. Obviously you'll have this with you in your exam. So there are suggested times for each of them. I don't know how accurate those are. So so I haven't seen this paper before, and we're just going to go through them. Well, let's start. So as you can see with this question, it's giving us a description of what it wants us to do. The program is being developed to show the average daily temperature and add up the cost of buying ice cream. So what I would do here is I would first of all open up my question 01 in idle, which yes, you will have idle Python, and you'll just be able to just run and test your code. So if your code doesn't work, you'll be able to work it out once again. Now if this is from memory, you just need to know how to do it. So as you can see, we've got to display each temperature stored in an array of temperatures, add the ice cream costs entered by user, and then it calculates discounts. And so this is the important bit. This is just what the program does. Here, it's telling you exactly what you need to do. It doesn't make you work it out for yourself, exactly what you need to do. And on top of that, there are comments throughout the actual program that tell you what you need to do. So let's begin. So this is actually weird. What I want you to do here is just like answer some questions for it. I've never actually seen this, but always be ready. So just write your answers here in the right hand column. Okay, name the constant used in the program. If you remember, constants should always be capital, but I believe that it isn't here. I'd recommend showing line numbers quickly. Is this the constant? Oh, sorry, I haven't scrolled up. Yeah, these are the two constants. Name of a constant, so it can be either of them. So I'm just going to pick this. And if you remember, constants should be all capitals with underscores instead of spaces. The screaming snake case. So I'm just going to put that in here. Name of array used in the program. So if you remember, an array is a list where all of the items are the same type, and so I'm usually going to say the temperatures here. Put space there. Line number of an initialization of a variable with a real number. So if you remember, real number is a like a float value. It's got decimals with it. It's not an integer where it's just like full whole numbers. So line of initialization, so where it's made. A variable with a real number. So I'm just going to say 11, because as you can see here, a cost is defined on line 11. Line number for a selection construct. So selection, if you remember, is an if statement or something. So I'm going to say 27, referring to this if here. Line number or more for a repetition construct. So I'm going to say for a repetition construct, I'm going to say that's a while here. So to be honest, I can't quite remember what this means, but I'm pretty sure it's while. Once again, you can make inferences if you don't know something. iteration construct, that's going to be a for loop because it iterates through the temperature. So for loop line 17, line number for an instruction outputs information to the screen. So that's going to be something like print. So I'm going to take this print here. Obviously there are other ones, but I'm just going to pick this one. And so, never done a question like this before, to be honest, but like, I think that's right. So I'm going to rename this file to finished. Finish it. So, yeah, that's question 1. Let's go on to question 2 now. And don't worry about how you're going to get the answers questions to the examiners. They'll tell you how you do it in the exam. So here we've got programs written for an exercise routine, displays the names of warm-up exercises stored in an array. The user enters a number, then that number of exercises is selected randomly from the array and displayed. So I've opened this question. And actually what I like to do is just rename these immediately, I think. Just so it is renamed. Obviously they'll explain to you what to do. Exam. You can also do Control-Shift-S to save as with a different name. So fix the syntax error on original line 4. Once again, useful time to have line numbers open, and also it will tell you what was in the line. So if you have changed it by like adding a new line here, it can just tell you. So here is they're trying to import the random library, but they've spelled it wrong, so you just change that. Syntax error is a word being written wrong. For exercise and exercise table, line 16. As you can see here, it's missing a colon here. Now we need to complete this line. Index equals random.randint, I'm going to assume, because it's called index, and those are integers. But what is the range? Oh, sorry, I'm blind. Between 0 and 4, so you'll just say 0, 4. Not going to tell you how long that took me. The original line 8 here, yeah, I saw this. This is just, should be a string, and it's not. Fix index error on original line 21. So here's a situation where I'm not quite sure what they mean here, but I think what they're saying is I don't need this +1. So I'm going to take this off, and then I'm going to test it later and see if it does what I expect it to. Just to make sure I've done it right. Once again, you've got to use your initiative. Here, name error, they just spelled name wrong, so I'm going to get rid of that. And then fix the logic error on line 19 here. And so one less exercise to be printed and asked for. Well, I mean, probably that, right? And it says use white space to remove readability of code, so that's just like new lines and stuff. So I don't know exactly what it means by this, but I'm just going to add a couple new lines here. I think the main place it wants them is here, just to break up that. So now what I recommend doing is testing your codes just to make sure it does in fact work. So displays name of warm-up exercises stored in an array. That is all of them. Tick, boom, done. Enters a number. So I'm going to say 3. And it gives me those, randomly selected. And also going to say 5. And that's given me 5, nice. And I'm going to say 6. And it's giving me 6, which I almost feel like it shouldn't, but it never checks. So that's fine, I guess, because it says don't add extra functionality. So, as you should be able to see, on these easy questions, these early questions, I mean they are easy, but it's literally just, you have some code, you've got to go through the code, and there's some very simple bugs like that. If you know the word random, which once again, it's here somewhere, it's in this document, so if you don't quite remember the word, it's there, you can get it. And some of these are going to be a bit more annoying, but if you just think and test the code and that sort of thing, you should be able to work it out. So let's go on to this next question. So we need to amend the code here. So we've got a program that's used in a shop that sells building materials, reads in data about screws from a file, data file is provided, and as you might have seen there's the data file. Program counts the number of copper screws, stores number 12 bricks in an array, blah, 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 blah. Brick names must be in uppercase, displays this output on the screen. Output shows 26 screws were read from file, 5 were made from copper. Also shows 12 brick names were written to the file. Amend the code to make your program work and produce the correct output. So, okay, yeah, for sure. Choose between alternative lines of code. Run the program at least twice and check the output file to make sure it meets the requirements. Do not change the functionality. So, this is another thing they love doing. So as you see, it hasn't actually given us the instructions. The instructions are going to be here in the comments, and you're also going to have to pick between multiple options as well. That's another thing. So here, add the correct input file name. So the input file, if you remember, was capital S screws. Complete the line with the correct variable name for the array of the brick. So let's have a look later in the code what the brick is called. List of bricks, array of bricks. So it looks like it's called brick table. Put that in there. Choose the correct value to ensure the variable. See, these are one of the choice things. You need to pick one of 4 of these. So total, gonna guess it's gonna be a number. So it's not gonna be a boolean, not gonna be a string, especially considering this is wrong. Not gonna be that, or it might be, but I think it's gonna be integer. I'll quickly check through. Yeah, so it's the total number of screws, so it's you're not going to have decimal screws. So outline, and that's going to be something to do with lines. So yeah, look, that's going to be a string. Choose the correct line for the variable. So here, we've got various different options. So as you can see, if you remember, screws is the input file. So if you remember my files video, which I did, this is a bit where you've actually got to know. First of all, we should use the constant variable, because why would we make it if we didn't need it? So it's going to be one of these 2 options. If you remember, A stands for append and R for read. This is the input file, so we're just going to be reading from it. So we're going to read from it. So here, choose the correct line to locate the substring in the file. So if you'll remember, go find them. So if you remember, this is another pretty niche thing. I would look at the documentation for find if I was you. So as you can see, it returns -1 if the thing is not found. So I mean, I remember that, but if you didn't, you know it's going to be one of these 2 lines. So it would be kind of useless to us. This is counting how many times it's been found. So if it hasn't been found and it's equal to -1, then you don't need to count it. So we're going to say not equal to, this is what exclamation mark equals to, not equal to. To increment the total. So we're going to say, I think we're probably going to say, so this is still within the for loop. So here, I'm not quite sure what to do here, so how I'm going to figure it out is we're looking for copper. So we're trying to find copper within this file. So I'm probably going to assume that we're going to say found count is equal to total plus found count. I think it might be just total equals found count, but I don't really see the point of this then. Increment total. No, it must be total plus found count. So to close the file, we're going to want to say in file.close. Always remember to close your files, guys. Choose the correct line to display the outputs. So I really feel like this line is wrong. I have to work that out. So what's actually in screws? Oh, I see what this is. This should be total equals total plus 1, because it's the total number of items. So okay, let's think about this now. So we've got this quite long row. Is this right? I think so. Yeah, because look, we're saying specified material, okay. Process the bricks, choose the correct file to open the bricks file. So this is the writing file, as it says out file. So, well, either we're gonna want write mode or append mode. I think I'm going to go with write mode for now. I'll keep an eye out in case that's wrong though. Correct line to convert the case. So if you remember, it said they need to be uppercase. So let's go look at uppercase. So you make upper. So if you remember from previous videos, \n means new line. Might be comma though. Comma or new line. So does it actually want us to one name per line? Yes, that's going to be new line there. So choose a correct line to write the line to the file. So we're going to want to write one line. So we're going to say that to write one line. Out file.close, good, closing files. Choose the correct line to display the output. So I think I'm going to need total. What's it doing with format strings here? Why are you being all fancy? I think it might be this. We'll see. Not sure if it's right. Let's have a look at that. So this is, how many spaces have you got either side of you? Yeah, one space on either side. So it's not going to have 5 to do test and place. Yeah, so this is, they're just trying to be fancy to trick you if you're not paying attention. So let's run this. Ooh. Done that wrong, have I? I think that's going to be screws.txt, has it? Oh yeah, so it says, I missed this, add correct extension here, and this needs to be screws.txt. Something really annoying about Windows is it hides file extensions for you by default. You can change that by saying view, no, idiot, fluent operating system, view here, file name extensions, yeah, see, rubbish operating system, hate it, use Linux. Run that, and you can see, is that the same output? So it says run it twice, I think. I think that's so append mode, I think that's why, yeah. So if it was append mode, that wouldn't work. So we're getting the right output. That's another thing they love to do. They give you what you should be getting there. It might be a trace table or just like a table of values put in. But look, that's good. It's good. You're getting the right output. Did I say that's right now? Yep, I did. So, why is there a shape here? Oh, that's not that bad. Yeah, just math stuff, should know this. So am I making a file now, am I? So here we've got to the bit of the test where you've got to start actually like making files. So it's going to give you a list of requirements you want to do, and they have comments telling you what to do at each point. Even this isn't that hard because it gives you a nice little list of what you need to do. Only on the last question I think you've actually got to kind of think. So take 3 decimal inputs from the user. So we're going to say take 3 decimal inputs from the user, inputs, enter, what am I looking for? Enter width. Enter height. And enter length. Just because it's asking for these 2 things. Put them all to variables, input, classic. So to check for invalid inputs, we're going to say if width must be greater than 0, so if it's if not width greater than 0, probably the best way, this is relational and logical. So that's probably the best way of doing it. And display an error message. So I'll just say print. So I'm not quite sure what it means here, but I think what I'm going to do actually is put all of these into one statement and just have or between them, like this. So if it's less than or equal to 0, or length less than or equal to 0. So looks like that. And I want it to not process inputs. So how can we get it not to process invalid inputs? Oh, what we can do is we can just put the rest of the code in an else block and then we'll get run. How about let's move this on the other side of this comment. So actually let's make these float first of all, because these are going to be decimals, and we probably want to define them in our global variables area anyway. Yeah, put that in. So let's do this now. So we've got all our formulas we need. So let's calculate this. So we want to say volume. Well, actually, let's do it how they've done it. Let's say area is equal to 1/2 times width times height, and then volume is equal to area times width. So you want to display the area of the triangle. So how I'm going to do this is I'm going to print. Oh, actually, it wants us to do it. Oh, I wasn't reading the comments properly. It wants us to do that. So let's say print, and then what we're going to do here is we're going to do a little format string, and we're going to say area here, and then as our first argument, go away, we're going to say what is it, dot 2f, I think. Let's just check if that works for now. 2, 3, 4. Yeah, okay, I did that wrong. How do you do this again? Okay, wait, I've done that wrong. But you get this with you, so you can just look it up. And it explains how to do it, doesn't it? Yeah, look, it explains how to do format strings just here. So 7.4. Oh no, sorry, it's :4 here to make it 2 decimal places. Yeah, see? Right, amazing. So calculate the area, nice. So let's do that now, we can do that. So once again using the format string, format volume, and we'll probably add something here like area of triangle, do that, just to make it look nice, and then we can say volume, do that. That's just the beauty of format strings, really. They are they just let you put things in strings at the same time. So I've said 8 for 8 columns and 2 for 2 decimal places. So all cases to play a goodbye message. So we're not going to have this in the if or else. We're just going to say goodbye. So let's put in some invalid inputs. Invalid input must be greater than 0, goodbye. And then let's put in some valid ones that are quite big. Oh, I've just put in that wrong thing there. So I put a hash on the end, should have done that. And as you can see, this is done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 columns. Nice. Oh, actually no, it hasn't. It's too big too, but it would have done 8 columns. Like it said in the question. So where are we? So let's put these in, just to test. So width 4.567, 1.23, 89.01, area 2.81, nice, volume 250.00, amazing. And so let's do prism 2, just check. 2.74, 2.74, 6.01, 5.55, 8.23, 45.70, and as you can see, it's given us our nice 8 columns. So that's question 4, nice. Question 5 of how many? 6? Yeah, 5 of 6. Almost done now, guys. But it gets harder. So let's rename this to question 5. Finish. So generate a user identification string. Letter part of the identification string is made up of the last name joined with the first letter. Another part. Username. Surname. The first letter of first name. 403. So that's. How are you getting that number? Pretty tough. Ensure local and global variables with the same name and not confused. So here we've got local variables. So these two are not the same as these two because they're parameters. So I'd probably say P last name. I think I'll appease them the best. We do that to say this is a parameter. Pretty good idea. We got name part and number part in the other places. No, this is all within the function. It says welcome the user. So we're going to make a def called welcome with no parameters. That and just wants to give us a welcome message. So I don't really see the point of this, but I'll just say welcome. That, and we'll just say welcome bracket, and yeah, this is a procedure, not a function, because it doesn't return anything. Okay, last name and first name from a user, nice. Got that. Sure, last name and first name are all lowercase, so we'll just say last name, so you can do last name dot lower, and then we can say the first name same. Get date of birth. Validate date of birth in the main program using the built-in string manipulation programs. Check that only the digits 0 to 9 there, so that's pretty easy to do. We can just say so what we should do here is we should put these in and then put if statement here and then have these in an else statement. We should do it the other way around. Actually, we should have if date of birth, and to be honest, I can't quite remember how you verify, so I'm going to. I'm actually over here. So string dot is digit checks if it's a digit. Dot is digit, and so this will turn to Boolean. So we can just put it in like that, and that's pretty human readable, isn't it? Just a date of birth dot is digit, blah blah blah, and then it, like that. Else, print date of birth is valid. Let's go back to the question paper. So yeah, if this isn't a digit, it's not going to get run, this code. Call the make ID function if the date of birth is valid, so use the date of birth there. Generate the correct number part of the identification string in the ID. Let's go back up here. Generate the correct the logic area caused by using int function. So okay, so here it wants us to get an ASCII value instead of int. So this is gonna not work. So effectively what we want to do is we want to go back to specification and have a look at functions like this. So odd, you put in a character and it gives you back the ASCII value for it. So I think that's what they're looking for here. So that should work now. So we should end up with something like this. Actually, let's see. What they're doing here is they haven't explicitly told us this is like a, they haven't explicitly told us this is a table of values, but if we put it in right, it should come out the same answer. So which one's June? 6 2005. So we should end up with Basir V 403. See, we've got an issue here. The issue is I've typed it in wrong. Okay, let's try that again. Last name. Surname. 1506 2005. And we get the correct answer. Nice. Okay. Final question, guys. Final question. And we're in good time. Always keep a look on the clock. If you've got stuck, just move on. It's fine. First of all, don't get upset. It's just computer. This is question 6. This is basically the just do it yourself one. But it does kind of tell us what to do, but just less precise. And that this is it. Right, this is it. Oh, and actually you can see that you've got the PLS at the end. I've just got it on open in a separate tab as well. Do note it will be a separate slip, you'll have it as a separate piece of paper in the actual exam. So, required to determine if a user can access a database. The names and passwords of users are stored in a two-dimensional array. If you don't know what a two-dimensional array is, I almost feel like I haven't mentioned it, which is a little mistake. But basically, it's just a list with a load of lists in it. The reason it's two-dimensional is because you pick like the y value and then the x value, kind of. I make it. So prompt for an accept username and passwords. So let's just make these values. So yeah, just go through each of the things they do, and just code, you know. This is my favourite question because you just get a right code. You don't have to do what they say. I mean, you do, but like less. Neither should be blank. Okay, we can just say if username or actually we can't say that. If username equals that, or passwords equals that, say essentially passwords cannot blank. Just like that. Then let's have an else statement here. So we can search the array for the username and password. I need to ensure it works for any length of array. So this is kind of a weird way of doing it, to be honest, because how I would do it is I have objects like with curly brackets here, with colons between, but they've just done this. So I guess they don't teach objects, so don't need to know them. Implement authentication, username. Which ones are usernames? These are usernames, I guess. So what I'm thinking of doing is I'm going to say for I standing for item in user table colon. So then I always know that the first value of this array is going to be the username. So I've just said I colon 0 to get the first value. And I'm just going to say that's equal to username. So in order to do this bit, we'll say another if inside here. Passwords. Colon. We'll do that in a second. Then for now we can just say else. Colon. If just add a little comment here. Just to add clarity, yeah, it says use comments, white space and layout to make the program easy to read and understand. So I'm going to say here I'm going to say SQL message. What sort of thing do they want from me? Username and passwords correct. So let's just test this quickly. Enter username. Is there an example here? I don't know. But we can just make our own up from here. So let's say username is not in. Right, that did. Right? Oh. Done something wrong. Luckily Python is quite good at errors. So what line are we looking at? Line 36 right there. Oh, why line numbers not on my default? 36. Here, yeah, see I've just made a syntax error. Classic. Run. You can even use the debugger if you feel like it, if you remember my debugger video. I'd only do it if you're really stuck with errors. Yeah. So let's just do the same thing again. So okay, I've actually forgotten to do this. Always test your code. Never go without testing your code. They always say check your answers in a test, but like this is another level of you have to do it, because it's so easy. You just click F5 on your keyboard and it just does it, and you can see if it works or not. Don't throw away the freedom you have. Sorry. Oh, it's fine. It's fine. I'm almost done. Need to mark it then. Yeah, don't throw away this easy thing you have to make sure you get more marks. So I'm just going to add a comment here. So I'm doing this right now. Not that. This to say username's not found. Where am I? So I'm going to say username not found. So what's going on here is this if that says is it in the table. So incorrect username. So let's just do a random username first of all. Oh, why is that? Why have we done? Oh, what? Oh, I see the problem. So, that's an issue, isn't it? That's why they said, that's why they said that. So, I'm actually going to have to change a good bit here. I'm going to have to say while I is less than len of user table. Just actually let's say this is C for now. And don't be panicking if something like this happens to you. Plenty of time. It's a 2-hour test. It's been not even an hour yet. For me in real time. This is less than len use table. See, len, the last value is 1 less than the length, because the length starts counting from 1, not 0. And I think I'm going to add a little and here, and not found. I'm going to say that. So I'm going to say little found equals false, place false. So probably actually want to put these. Okay, let's call this count, just because I don't want to anger the Python gods. So just going to put that there for now. Oh, sorry, capital F false. So what we want to do here is this I, we're going to want to say I equal to user table C. just to replace, because for would already kind of do that for you, but we're just doing it manually here. So we're going to want to put I think we're going to want to put count equals to count plus 1 here. So this I will change each time, so it'll be effectively the same as doing the for loop, except we've also got this thing count, which will be nice. I mean found is the thing actually. So let's say we're gonna need two things. Okay, so I'm gonna say found user found pass, both equals to false. Actually, I don't need this. I'll just say that for now. And so what we should do here is we should take this away. And put this here. Oh, you can't do shift, tab and idle R, so I'm just going to have to manually get rid of all of these indents. I just have this. Yeah. So I'll explain what I'm doing in 2 seconds. Just let me write this. So why don't we actually rename this to item here, and have this here as a string, no, a list. Is this right now? Random username, and password, incorrect username. Nice. So now let's say correct username. That incorrect password. Nice. Right. Please work. Paste that in there again, and let's take that. Amazing! I've actually written code that works for the first time in my life. That's the whole paper done, actually. At this point in time, I would recommend go back through all your files, test them, make sure they do exactly what the code says. I can't really be bothered, so I'm going to go on to marking. Okay, so I've got the mark scheme up here. Let's I'll just close these quickly. And so now all we need is these files. So I'm the examiner. This student's just giving me these files. I should probably keep the question paper open here actually, so I can tell what question I'm on. So question number 1, open this file. So here we've got, these are the questions I need to answer. Discount 5 or discount 10, right, 1 mark, boom, done. The temperatures, right, here, 11, right, amazing. 27, done. 22, 17, and 32, all correct by now. That's question 1, correct. Nice, good start, 4 marks so far. That was one of the easy ones though. Question 2. Bing, done. Fix that. Fix that. Nice. What you want about ACK? Yeah, got that colon. -1 removed. Yep. Boom. 0 to 4. Yeah. And +1 removed. Yep. Got all of that. Amazing. Oh, there's still more. Sorry. Yeah, there's that. I did that. Name. Done that. And I have done at least one that has this, makes it look a bit nicer. So I think I would, me personally, would give myself the mark there. Yeah, I've done this sort of thing. Good enough. So full marks again. You can see how easy it is to get full marks. You just do what it says. Screws.txt, yep. Breaks.txt, good thing I remembered that. And break table as a name array, yep, got that. Choose integer initialization, yep. Outline, yep. In file, read mode, amazing. Not equal to -1, great. Total +1, where am I? Yep, happier it worked out. I couldn't quite work it out, but I looked at the rest of the code and it came to me. I couldn't work out originally, I meant. Choose closing that matches. Choose closing that matches the correct opening on line 48. Yeah, we got that. Choose the output will be created, the one given. So, yeah, this is the line we used, the really long one. W for right, vector upper, backslash n, outline, wrote, yeah, ignore all this format stuff. If you don't know what it means, don't just pick it because it looks complicated. Be strong to yourself, you know, they're trying to trick you, they're trying to get you, right? But you know the answer. So, yeah, got that, display output. So let's open question 4. Three individual inputs taken in. They use base instead of width, but that's fine. Didn't need to. They say you're allowed to just use whatever, look to mark scheme. Inputs, yeah, float, did that, boom. Yeah, got that relational operator. Correct logical operator, yeah, compound tests. Error message, yeah, invalid output, input, sorry. Formula used to calculate the area of the triangle, translated. Yeah, I think we've got that exact one right there. Area of the triangle rounded to 2 decimal places. Yeah, colon dot 2f volume. Format, didn't use an F string because I haven't taught you guys that. But that's quite a fun thing in Python, F strings, maybe Google that. Yeah, got that. Didn't specify how to do that, so not sure if you do. Goodbye. Meaningful variable names used throughout. Yeah, the functionality works. Nice. Okay, so question 5, penultimate question. Yep, change to different names. In replaced ors, nice. Welcome subprogram. Def brackets. Welcome message fit for purpose. Yep. lowercase, yeah. Yeah, okay, so that's all good. Well, actually, let's do these tests quickly. So we already tested this one, but let's not do it as well. Nice, right, first one works. Let's test next one. Over 6, 5. That's worked, nice. John 35. Pen 7. No, not the same line, what are you doing? Pen 7. 15 over 6, 2 over 5. Yep, and that's worked. And let's see about the invalid date of birth. John 35. And 7. 01, AB, 2005, date of birth is invalid. And let's do just this final one. Nice. So final question, let's just quickly go through this. I think I'm just going to do the tests actually because it's just the there aren't exact answers to it, so I'll just do those tests. The lemon, that's actually who we used. Yep, nice. I mean, it didn't tell us to say welcome, so I think that's fine. Incorrect passwords, nice. Ooh, different capitalization. Incorrect username, nice. Incorrect username. Okay, nice. MT. I'm happy that worked. I never actually tested MT inputs. I mean, I wrote the code that would stop it from not working, but I never tested it. So yeah, guys, that's it. Pretty sure I got full marks. Obviously, I'm not an actual examinator, so there might be something I missed. So yeah, guys, I really enjoyed making this YouTube series, and yeah, thanks guys for watching all of these episodes. Please keep going back to them if you need to revise. Yeah, so this is gonna be the last video for a good bit of time, maybe ever. I may never make a video like this ever again. I'm gonna have lots of things going on in my life in the future. You may never see me again. I may disappear. So if that is the case, goodbye. Don't fail your GCSEs. Computer science is easy. Bye.